Welcome to the month of love. Love is a powerful force of nature, so I naturally enjoy times of year where there are higher quantities of it in the air. There must be loads of love in the air this year, because it looks like even my hair started to turn pink. Today's video is actually a request from Daphne because the Carpenters are her favourite band. And I know what you're thinking, but she does have a favourite band because her favourite song in the whole world is Close to You by the Carpenters. And if you don't believe me, it's better if I just show you. From the sky, every time you walk by, long to be close to you. So yeah, I only know that song, and it's only just begun. And that seems like a true shame. Don't worry, because I've checked the lyrics and the word love is in there, so the theme will remain intact. If this is your first time here, then hello, I'm Lolly. I'm a full-time nerd. I usually analyse all realms of musical performance and composition, especially vocals, but no musical element is ever safe from my nerdery. So let's bathe in beautiful music together, fully emotionally naked, and I'll stop. I think we're gonna have a lovely time. It's like an oboe. Really sounds like an oboe, but that's such an unusual choice to open the song. It's gorgeous. Strings, oboe, drums, bass, all at the same time on the first beat. It tells us from the very first beat how skillful these musicians are. We've got a very cute, humble synth right there in the intro as well to sort of complement the lead melody of the oboe. And the electric piano sound that they've gone for works so well because the frequencies are completely different. This has a more sort of muted feel, very warm and cushy and subby. So this is a perfect foundation for this. Well, if I was a beautiful oboe, but I'm not. I'm an ugly oboe. You can always tell an oboe straight away from like a clarinet or a bassoon. It's just got this kind of cutting presence. It just attracts attention that it deserves. Oboe is a rather difficult instrument. The first several years of learning oboe are very ducky. I might not be an oboe player myself, but I am a flute player, and I used to be a beginner flute player in a beginner's orchestra, wind orchestra with beginner oboe players. And let me tell you, it was quite shrill. The drums, it's such a spacious drum part, but it is spacious, yet salacious. It's not salacious, but it's very interesting. You hear these ghost notes in there all the time. Like before we get that kick, there's a little tiny baby kick. Oof. And that gentle closed hi-hat just to carry that rhythm for us until we drop into the verse. There was a lot of high frequencies in the intro, lots of little tickles and shimmers, and then all of the strings and winds just disappear, and we get left with just the low notes and just the drums. So of course we drop. Long ago, and oh so far away, I fell in love with you before the second show. Your guitar. Just before we get to the pièce de résistance, which is her voice, let's just quickly talk about how amazing this synth player is, because he's just complimenting everyone. Electric piano, little twiddles. Whoever the lead is, he's got a twinkle for you. I fell in love with you. Just to give it a little bit of low-level excitement and support that huge resonant quality of her voice. It's like this synth is the perfect middle ground to sort of balance the oboe, but excite the voice. Woo-hoo, it's amazing. Your guitar
guitar, it sounds so sweet and clear, but you're not really here. It's just the radio.
Her voice is totally remarkable because it is both extremely easy to listen to and very smooth, but also very engaging. How does she do it? Well, I think she probably feels what the song needs dynamically in that moment and just pushes and pulls and pushes and pulls. And the way that she does that is with her onsets and offsets. And you can use the same vocal toolkit to onset and offset a note. For example, fry. Glottal. Simultaneous. Or breathy. And of course, the way you begin and end your note greatly determines whatever happens in the middle. Another reason her voice is just out of this world sounding is the superior breath control. There is a hidden benefit of extremely amazing breath control. When you can sing a long phrase in one breath, a phrase that should sound like you need at least 2 breaths, people do hang on your every word. It makes me feel all kind of tranquil. So here, for example, long ago and oh so far away. We might expect a breath there. Oh, and oh so, but she does not breathe there.
Long ago and oh so far away, I fell in love with you before the second show.
Oh yeah, it makes such a difference. Not breathe is generally bad advice, but in this context, it's very beautiful. But it's the same kind of tranquility if you're to hold your breath and notice the peace inside your body when it isn't actively inhaling or exhaling. It's just, you can like hear an heartbeat.
Your guitar, it sounds so sweet and clear.
The way that she picks up and drops her voice. When she does those stronger phrases, just for those tiny little moments, it's kind of like the phrase is like a blanket fort and there's a little peg in the middle.
Your guitar, it sounds so sweet and clear.
Pick up the middle of the phrase and let us down again.
But you're not really here.
The reason the transition is as smooth as that is because she doesn't actually change register here. She enters what some people call brick voice or breathy thick voice. So it isn't like not, it isn't a transition into mode 2 or head voice. She's letting a little bit of breath pass through her vocal folds as opposed to keeping them tightly together. And that's, oh gosh, I'm so inspired.
Just the radio. It's just the radio.
That's a very beautiful resonance that she does. And I think it's because she's keeping an open space inside her mouth, but allowing her larynx to stay low. So you get this combination of warmth in the larynx position and then a little bit of brightness as her voice reflects from the inside of her mouth. If one of those things are missing, the mouth has no space.
It's just the radio.
If the mouth is open inside but the larynx is high,
it's just the radio.
Sounds a bit more annoying. So she's got this glorious balance, this space and depth. Oh my gosh, wow.
It's just the radio. Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, 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 oh baby, I love you. I really do.
Gosh, glorious arrangement. Oh my goodness. How fabulous and unexpected. They managed to woohoo lift us up into this chorus. We've got a brass section, we've got a little tambourine. The brass sound is very jubilatious, and obviously the vocal melody is faster, but the tambourine is key. That tambourine. It's the only thing really doing those subdivisions, because the frequency of the tambourine is quite high and woohoo sparkly. Our ears are really drawn to it. So we just have this tremendous sense of lift. Don't underestimate the power of a tambourine. And that's partly why it's super significant when that tambourine just cuts out all of a sudden. Oh, we're going back down again, aren't we? Yes, we bloody well are. Oh, God. That brass was like harmony, dissonant, even more dissonant. Oh, so tense. And that boom, boom, boom. That little bendy string before the drop. Yet another feeling of suspension. So we had the suspension quite literally in the harmony, and then that bendy string to suspend us before we dive back into Karen's sultry tones. Ah, what a gift. Lungs.
What to say to make you come again? Come back to me again.
Very nice how they managed to create symmetry between the first verse and the second verse with the same sound to open them both. We had long ago and now loneliness. So we feel like we've been here before. Clever, clever, clever. Now she's picking up the blanket again, but this time it's a far more sturdy foundation when the blanket drops. And I can hardly wait. It definitely felt heavier and fuller. She meant it. And then she went on to do a cry on set.
What to say?
When we get that tiny little moment of mode 2 register before the note sort of kicks in. What to say? So if that was really slowed down, it would sound like and we call it cry because crying has a similar effect on the voice. It goes between those registers. So
Such a sad affair. And
it's getting a bit more bold now. It's more like there's chords and stuff in there now. He's really going at it. Of course he should, because you know he's trying to keep our attention after we've just been lifted all the way up there to tambourine brassland. Some beautiful harmonic choices, and they're so subtle. Oh, it's another reason why it's so classy, because these musicians are so top tier, and you can just tell by the subtleties, the harmonic flair and the ghosty rhythm notes, but there's no like, look at me. It's all for the song, and it's all for the mood, and what a mood it makes.
what to say?
The most gloriously bright, angelic backing vocals in the second half of the verse 2 or verse 2b. And it's a classic technique used in many contemporary genres with this structure. So we've had verse 1a, verse 1b, chorus, verse 2a, verse 2b. And then the verse 2b is generally where you want to give us that final sort of as much push as you possibly can before you go off into chorus or bridge land or wherever else the song is going to take you after that.
Come back to me again and play your sad guitar. Don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby?
Oh, gosh, that's fabulous.
You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, 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 oh baby, I love you. I really
Z of why this is the classiest band on the planet. He has accompanied the tambourine rhythm in this section now with a bloody cabassa.
Remember you told me.
You only do that if you have a very fine ear, a very fine attention to musical detail and a deep care, because the rhythm and the frequency spectrum is covered. The cabassa addition, maybe he was just bored, maybe he didn't want to play synth, so he just whipped it out. It's giving the sound an extra texture. Just a texture, nothing else. It doesn't need to fill in any gaps. You don't need it, you want it. Yeah. Yeah. He nicely accompanied that drum fill with a electric piano fill. You can actually see him in this frame, giving that tambourine a good time. He's done that before. Those backing vocals now being perfect harmonies coating her lead melody.
Baby, 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 oh baby. I love you. I really do.
Oh, she's given us yet another example here of how really good breath control can help emotion, because the way that she dropped her voice down for the you and held that note on, and then didn't take a breath, but then opened her mouth back up and sort of pushed out that last line.
I really do.
It sounded like she was choking up. You can't get it to sound like that unless you're mid phonation.
Remember you told me you love me, baby. You said you'd be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, 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 oh baby. I love you. I really do.
Ooh. Oh. Bloody hell. Oh, oof, yeah. Ooh.
You said you'd be coming back this way again.
She does such an effective little melodic nuance there. She just changes one note of the melody rather than, you said you'll be coming back this way again. She just changed the ka. So it's, you said you'll be coming back this way again, baby. And the fact that it's on that note, you said you'd be coming back. It's like the last time she's going to say it sort of thing. How chilling is that ending where she sort of drops her head as the song really transforms into this minor, unresolved, he didn't come back. The instruments are very sad and suspendy. This is a quintessential example of advanced, technical, intelligent, highly musical arranging and composition serving the purpose of perceived simplicity. But it is not simple at all. That is a work of flaming art. I'm very impressed, I really am. Daphne has got impeccable taste. I expected that. Game recognises game. I'm really, really excited to delve more into their repertoire, because there's just no way that musicians with this amount of skill and feeling and musicality and attention to detail could make something I wouldn't like. I don't think so. Before you pop off, let's read out today's oracle card. Oh! Contentment. Can you just enjoy the moment more? Can you switch off the head noise and just be? Give it a try. You might like it. If you want it and can't get it, then find out how to do it. Simple. Being present in the month of love is nice because it helps you realize that love is all around. I think that's the intro to love, actually. Love takes many forms, and I think the more forms that we realize it can take, the more that we'll see love around us every day. Someone must love us to give us an earth full of beautiful resources and trees and caterpillars and marshmallows and tea. Thank you ever so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. If you would like to see the video in which I sing Daphne's favourite song to Daphne and she falls asleep, as well as react to musical memes, then you can click here after I give you a hug. If you've got 5 seconds, then leave me a little comment and subscribe and everything. But I love you anyway. Bye. See you next time. Push as much push as you. Oh, I love a bit of step down dissonance. Ah! Isn't that clever? It's very warm. Oh, let me tell you. All right. Well, yeah, let me tell you. Please, it would be my pleasure. Ooh, the penny has dropped about the nature of this love song, and it's actually more sad than I thought it would be, but that's okay. Sometimes love is a battlefield, losing game. Whatever. I'm getting excited and my words are disappearing. We've got to be realistic sometimes.